How do you handle hard times at work, career, when you're facing them? I'm Dom Jackson, David A. Media, and this is 7 Day Scoop Show. The show where I document my career and decisions that I'm making. Your adventure trying to pursue, where I use my story, my ventures to help motivate you. Update on the Car Keys Express venture. This week we spent in Springfield, Missouri. This week we hit 1136 out of 2,000 points in order to get my qualification to hit a van. So very low numbers. What this week taught me was these past 2 weeks out here in Missouri, a fresh 21 degrees outside right now, have shown me what it takes on the harder times of business when things you can't control. So the elements, snow being a huge factor out here. Even though people are from here, they're still not going to maneuver at the same pace they would. And then me being in a direct marketing business inside of a retail store, there's only a certain amount of traffic. The benefit and the benefit of my business and the liability of it is that the traffic of what people actually come to the store is the biggest factor of how we make our money. So we missed one of the days in the store this week. The first day we were supposed to be there because we couldn't even drive the van out there. So we lost a day of business. And then there was another storm on Friday, so we didn't work on Tuesday. And then Friday was snowing. And it wasn't as bad, but it was enough to deter the people. So we had a way lower number today than we would have normally. And with that, it's all right, how do we adjust for the days when it's slower? Have a smaller team so we don't spend as much on hourly wages. Maximize on each person we talk to, so making sure we're really just doubling up, seeing if they need 1 or 2 keys, seeing if they have any other cars, any person that we do stop. Talking to people in other climates who have similar winter problems as we do, other people across the country. So it's been a awakening of seeing just what these winter months are like out here in this market. And every market's going to have its challenges, whether it be the winter or the summer, somewhere where it's hotter. And kind of seeing what that looks like. It's my first time being here during this time of year. It's my first time being in this business during this time of year. So as far as the strategies, is it better to just have someone just close up for a certain amount of time when it's really cold? Because this is not even the coldest time it's going to be yet. So that's what I'm looking to now and looking for now. I don't have the clear solution for it yet, but now I'm just seeing what the other problems that come inside the business. And, looking at the previous numbers of people before, talking to the owner of the van is the best way I found to find ways to help with this problem. Next thing that I learned this week, I spent a lot of time inside doing the sales on the inside by the podium. And, I haven't had as many days back to back working inside as I had in the beginning of the time, because I was leading the van, running the whole thing. So I was outside most of the time doing the actual programming and the selling versus just selling the keys. And with that, I realized that there was different levels of body language posture that I would have at the podium. And with all sales things, it's all about displaying confidence, having information and conviction of everything that you do. And one of the biggest things that I realized was that I have to figure out now if it's just an issue. It's still in the beginning stages of a thought, but I realized that I wasn't standing as confidently there until I turned it on. There's a mental switch of standing extremely confident, chest up, proud. I think I was projecting my voice, but I projected it better when I had that more confident stance, feet wide apart, just being a bigger person as far as my presence. And the amount of people that actually got drawn in and attracted to me doing that, I set a time for 15 minutes. I did 15 minutes in a more I call it my surfer dude stance, from kind of chill and hey guys, how you doing? Making car keys today. Versus me being hey, we're making car keys today, and talking to the people and just seeing how different amount of feedback I got within the 15 minutes. In that first 15 minutes from my surfer flow, I got one presentation. In the next 15 minutes, I got a sale within the first 3 minutes, and I got 2 more presentations. So as far as numbers wise, I followed doing that more confident stance the whole time. And it was mostly during the high traffic hours of the store, so a lot of people are coming in back to back to back to back to back, so I'm talking louder, I'm being bigger. But then also in that state, it takes a little bit more time because like I'm just more taxed. So like when I get tired, I'm like, because like it just takes a lot of energy to be at your fullest, biggest the entire time. So retraining to get back to that's another thing too. But maybe think about, what am I like when I'm outside in the field? When I'm outside by the van, do I have that same level of confidence and conviction that I had to turn on at the podium? Because I'm like, what body language am I expressing in the field at each time? Now I'm more conscious of it. I might have been doing it when I was at my like best sales state unconsciously and just kept it the whole time, or at least as much as I can. But now I know I have to turn it back on, which is just a new thing that I didn't realize was a thing, but is a thing. And then like what follows that. Then I had a conversation with one of my colleagues talking about intention. He went away for a little bit, then he came back. He went to another market and came back, and he saw like the beginning of me and the old me. He saw me at my peak and then saw me like this other version of me and seeing what habits I picked up. And he was pointing out some things, and I was like, oh, bro, I appreciate that. And one of the biggest things that, kind of going back to that body language thing, was just the intention. I started going through the motions a lot more and not being as intentional as I was before. With that, it takes more energy to stand there at your like highest confidence level and be really ready for anybody coming in. It takes a lot more intention to be ready for someone coming in and have everything already set up. Like, hey, my presenter's already set up. My, keys already set up for the day. There's just like a lot of little steps of like things that we do. To give you another example of things, we have to take pictures of the actual setup every day to make sure that, it aligns with the compliance of what we have to do service-wise. And one of the days I took the photos, but like, they weren't really that good of photos, keep it a buck. I was trying to get it done so I can go inside and take care of the next set of things. But I should have went through, like if my standard for the photos was the standard for everyone else being after me as a leader, and they only do like a tenth of what I do, or whatever percentage less than what I do, how low is the bar going to get when the bar I set for that initial photo was like, it might have been a 60, at the highest 75. And I was like, dang. So, big lessons this week as far as like making sure I'm intentional with what I'm doing. So make sure you have your intentions right, and don't forget the little things. The little things are often more important than the big things, because the little things add up to the big things. So, there might be something that you're aware of that you're doing now that you already know how to do, but you haven't done to the same level because you just haven't had the same intentions you had before. As always, take it one step at a time. You'll get there day by day.